There is something amazing about the simple word, thank you. We say it every day, sometimes without thinking, sometimes sincerely, but we rarely realize its power. In the Buddhist understanding, gratitude is not just politeness or a social ritual. It is a state of mind, an openness of the heart, a way of seeing abundance even where others see emptiness. When a person is truly grateful, they cease to be poor in spirit. They are filled with light, and this light begins to return to them in many forms. And before we begin, if the topic of mindfulness and inner harmony is close to you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Gratitude in Buddhism is not an emotion, but a practice. It can be developed just as one develops attention or compassion. It becomes an internal state in which the habit of complaining and comparing oneself with others disappears. Master Dogen said that he who is grateful is already rich, even if he has nothing. After all, wealth is not the number of things, but the fullness of presence. Modern man often lives in a state of lack. He sees what he lacks and hardly notices what he already has. We run forward, think about the future, worry, compare, and all the time feel that something is missing. But if you stop for a moment and simply see how much has already been given, lightness appears in the heart. When you are grateful, you no longer need to grasp. You feel that it is already enough, that you are not empty but full. And this sense of sufficiency becomes a source of peace. Many ask, how do I give thanks correctly so that life actually changes? The answer is simple. You must give thanks not with the mind, but with the heart. Do not say the words automatically, but live them. When you say thank you, feel the meaning of these words. Breathe in and realize that right now in your life there is air, light, the opportunity to breathe, to see, to hear. This is already a miracle that millions of people take for granted. The Buddhist practice of gratitude starts small. Every day you can mentally give thanks for 3 things. It doesn't matter if they are big or small. The main thing is that you feel real appreciation. Over time, the mind stops looking for reasons for dissatisfaction. It begins to see the good even in difficulties. After all, pain, disappointment, and even loss are also teachers that help reveal the depth of the heart. When a person is grateful, their energy changes. They stop being a magnet for fear and become a magnet for opportunities. People feel this intuitively. It is pleasant to be near a grateful person. People want to help them, to communicate with them. The world seems to open doors before them because they are already open from within. In Buddhist monasteries, monks begin every morning with gratitude. They bow, expressing words of appreciation to life, the sun, teachers, parents, even those who cause them pain, because everything that comes is an opportunity for awakening. Such a practice forms a special perception of the world. You stop dividing life into good and bad. Everything becomes an experience that helps you become more mindful. If you try to start your day with gratitude for at least a week, you will notice how your mood changes, the fussiness disappears, there is less anxiety and more joy, and most surprisingly, events begin to happen that seem to confirm your inner state. This is not magic, but the natural law of cause and effect. When your mind is filled with gratitude, it radiates harmony, and this harmony returns to you in the form of favorable circumstances. This is how the path to a conscious life begins, with a simple word, thank you, spoken not on autopilot, but with presence. Real gratitude is not just an emotion, but a door to abundance. After all, when you give thanks, you receive everything that is truly important: inner peace, clarity, love, and the ability to see light even in the shadows. For gratitude to become a natural part of life, you need to learn to notice what previously escaped your attention. The Buddha said that a mind unaccustomed to mindfulness is like a wild animal. It rushes about seeking profit and therefore is unable to see simple miracles. Gratitude appears when the mind calms down, when you stop rushing and allow yourself to simply be. Try a simple exercise. Sit in silence, close your eyes, and pay attention to your breath. Each inhale and exhale is life entering and leaving through you. Give thanks for the mere fact that you breathe, that the body moves, that the heart beats without your involvement. At this moment, you don't need to say anything out loud. Just feel the appreciation as a soft warmth inside your chest. This is the true practice of gratitude as Buddhist teachers understand it. Sometimes it is hard to give thanks. When you are going through pain, loss, or betrayal, it seems there is nothing to be thankful for. But it is precisely in such moments that gratitude becomes the most powerful force. It doesn't mean you need to rejoice in suffering. It means you are able to see the lesson behind the pain, the opportunity for growth. This is maturity of spirit. Wisdom is not in avoiding difficulties, but in extracting light from them. The monk Thich Nhat Hanh often said that gratitude is a form of meditation. Every time you mindfully say thank you, you return to the present moment. You stop being a prisoner of the past or of expectations for the future. You are simply here, in reality, where everything already exists. And it is this presence that makes a person happy. Many people think that gratitude is a reaction to something good, but in the Buddhist approach, it is the opposite. Gratitude does not follow joy, it gives birth to joy. When you choose to give thanks, even without external reasons, you are like opening an internal source of light, and this light begins to illuminate your life from within. A student once asked a teacher how to stop complaining about life. The teacher replied, "Every time you want to complain, find at least one thing you can give thanks for." At first this seems artificial, but over time the mind rearranges itself. It stops looking for flaws and starts looking for reasons for appreciation. And what the mind is focused on becomes your reality. Gratitude is not about words, but about a gaze. It is the ability to see the good in others even if they are not perfect. When you express gratitude to a person, you are essentially saying to them, "I see your essence. I see that behind all the mistakes, there is a good intention." Such gratitude heals relationships. It removes bitterness, takes down internal barriers, and makes forgiveness possible. In monasteries, they often teach to give thanks to those who cause pain, not to justify evil, but to be free from resentment. When you are grateful even to your enemies, you stop being their prisoner. Resentment is a form of dependence, while gratitude is freedom. You acknowledge that this person became part of your path, showed you your weak spots, and taught you to be stronger. The practice of gratitude is a path from resistance to acceptance. When you are grateful, you accept life as a whole, with all its light and shadow, and as soon as you stop dividing events into good and bad, a miracle begins. The mind becomes peaceful, the heart opens, and you begin to attract people and situations into your life that reflect your inner state of harmony. Never forget that gratitude is not the result of wealth, success, or luck. It is their source. People who feel gratitude radiate a special energy. It seems to them that the world itself helps them, but in reality they are simply tuned in unison with life. Their vibration coincides with the vibration of goodness, and everything that comes responds to this purity. Buddhist monks teach not only to give thanks with words, but to give thanks through actions. You can give thanks when you clean a room, when you cook food, when you help someone. Any action filled with gratitude becomes a meditation. It is no longer a duty, but an opportunity to express love to the world. Gratitude turns even the most mundane tasks into a source of joy. When you wash a cup and think, "How good it is that I have clean water," you are already practicing mindfulness. When you walk down the street and feel the wind on your face, that too is gratitude. It makes life vivid, rich, and full of meaning. For gratitude to become a stable state, it must be practiced, like breathing. You cannot simply say to yourself once, "I'm grateful," and expect life to miraculously change. Mindfulness requires consistency. Buddhist masters say that gratitude is like a muscle. The more often you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start with a simple ritual, a morning gratitude meditation. When you wake up, do not rush to grab your phone. Do not think about tasks, just sit, take a deep breath, and say 3 words to yourself: "Thank you for life." Let it not be a formality, but a real realization that you have been gifted another day. A day in which you can learn, love, create, help, or simply be. These first minutes determine the energy of the entire day. In the evening before bed, do the same, only recall all the good things that happened during the day. Even if the day was difficult, find at least one little thing to be thankful for. It could be the smile of a stranger, a ray of sunshine, a delicious tea, a call from a friend. It doesn't matter how big it is. What matters is that you feel that life is giving to you anyway. These 2 simple practices, morning and evening, are capable of completely changing your perception of the world. They rewire the brain, teaching it to look for the good rather than the threat. After all, our minds have evolutionarily grown accustomed to concentrating on dangers. We notice the bad faster than the good. But when you consciously direct your attention to what you can be thankful for, the brain reorganizes itself. It begins to perceive life as a safe, kind space. Buddhist teachers often advise keeping a gratitude journal. This is not just a list of good things, but a way to ground your attention. When you write down what you are grateful for, you are essentially recording traces of light in your memory. Later, rereading them, you remember how much has already been gifted to you by life. This helps you not to lose faith when difficulties come. There is another practice often used by monks: gratitude to ancestors and mentors. They teach to remember everyone who helped you become who you are: teachers, parents, friends, even those who once caused pain, for each of them made a contribution to your development. When you are grateful to them all, You feel that you are not alone, that an infinite chain of support stands behind you, and this gives you inner strength. Sometimes gratitude manifests through humility, recognizing that you don't control everything, that there is a power greater than you that leads. This is not passivity, but trust. You stop fighting with what is and learn to flow with the stream of life. From this state, a special calm is born. You know that everything that happens has meaning, even if it isn't visible right now. In Buddhism, there is the concept of sympathetic joy. The ability to rejoice in the happiness of others is the highest form of gratitude. For when you are grateful not only for your own happiness, but for the happiness of others, your soul becomes broader and envy disappears. Because you understand, someone else's joy does not take away from yours. On the contrary, it multiplies the total light. Practice gratitude in words as well. Say thank you more often, but do it mindfully. Thank your loved ones, colleagues, and random people. Thank them not only for kind deeds, but simply for their presence in your life. These words should not be formal. Let them come from the heart, then the person will feel your sincerity. Buddhist wisdom says that gratitude is a form of meditation on reality. It returns us to the present moment. After all, you can only give thanks here and now. When you are grateful, you stop living in the illusion of later and begin to see the beauty of what already is. This is enlightenment in everyday life. If during the day you notice that thoughts are leading you back into anxiety or dissatisfaction, stop, take a breath, and ask yourself, what can I give thanks for right now? Sometimes the answer won't come immediately, but if you make it a habit, gratitude will become your natural background, and then life will begin to respond in amazing ways. Gratitude is not just a spiritual idea, but a real tool for transforming destiny. It changes how you perceive events, and therefore changes reality itself. When you see good, you begin to create it. When you feel abundance, you begin to attract it. And then everything you need comes at the right time and in the right form. When gratitude becomes a constant state of mind, everything around begins to change. The world seems to respond to your inner radiance. People become softer, circumstances fall into place more easily, and even difficulties lose their former weight. This is not a coincidence, but a reflection of the law of interdependence that the Buddha spoke of. Everything you radiate returns to you like a reflection in a mirror. If you fill your day with dissatisfaction, complaints, and irritation, life seems hard and unfair. But if you begin to give thanks even for small things, then gradually a feeling of lightness is born within. You stop fighting the world and start cooperating with it. This is the moment when the energy of gratitude turns into a flow of luck. An old monk once said to a student, "Do not seek happiness, seek gratitude. When you find it, happiness will find you." These words are simple, but there is an enormous depth in them. Most people seek happiness in the external, in money, recognition, love, but all of this is temporary. Real happiness is born from within, from a state of acceptance and trust, and gratitude is the gateway to this state. Try to live one day filled only with gratitude. From the very morning, consciously choose to see the good. Thank the sun for light, the body for breath, people for their presence. Notice how this day becomes different, as if reality is responding to your inner state. This is the miracle of mindfulness, when you yourself become a source of harmony. Buddhist wisdom says, when you give thanks, you stop being the center of the universe. You begin to see the interconnectedness of all beings. You understand that everything in the world supports everything else, and then the feeling of loneliness disappears. You feel that you are part of a huge living whole. And this sense of connectedness brings a peace that cannot be bought or obtained from the outside. Gratitude opens the heart. When you are grateful, you cannot be angry. There is no room in you for envy, anger, or hostility. This state purifies the soul, makes the gaze clear and the speech kind. People feel this and are drawn to you, for a grateful person carries light that warms without words. Monks say that gratitude is the shortest path to enlightenment because it dissolves the ego. The ego always wants more, is always dissatisfied, always feels it lacks something, while gratitude says it is already enough. And at that moment, suffering disappears because you stop resisting life. It is important to remember that gratitude is not an obligation, but a freedom. No one forces you to be grateful. It is your choice to live in complaints or in acceptance, and this choice shapes your destiny. Every time you choose to give thanks, you choose peace instead of anxiety, love instead of fear, light instead of darkness. If you want more joy to appear in your life, start giving thanks right now. Don't wait for a special occasion. Give thanks for this moment, for your breath, for the opportunity to hear these words. After all, existence itself is already a miracle, and when you realize this, the heart fills with peace and life with meaning. Life always responds to gratitude. Sometimes not immediately, sometimes not the way you expected, but always accurately, because gratitude is a form of love directed at the world, and love always returns. It fills the space around you, making it soft, warm, and alive. If you follow this path, practicing gratitude day after day, you will one day discover that you are no longer seeking happiness. You are simply living it. It becomes your natural state because you stop taking life for granted and start seeing the miracle in it. And in conclusion, if these words resonate with you, subscribe to the channel, give a like, and write in the comments what you are grateful for today. This will help you strengthen your practice and inspire others. Don't forget to click the bell icon so you don't miss new videos filled with meaning and calm. Also, check out other helpful videos on the channel. In each of them is a grain of wisdom that will help you walk the path of mindfulness. Thank you for being here. May gratitude be your light and your protection. For when you give thanks, you truly receive everything. See you in the next video.